Hello SPHL and Rivermen fans, welcome to the video, and as always, thank you for watching. So in this video segment, I'm mainly going to be touching on the Rivermen and their upcoming 3-game series versus Quad City Storm. First 2 games being in Quad City, and the third rubber match game being in Peoria Sunday at 3:15 p.m. Set to be a great series and a meaningful series for both teams involved. Obviously, the Storm is fighting for their playoff lives. Right now, they're sitting in 9th place on the outside looking in. They're 3-7 in their last 10 games, 2-3 in their last 5, and are coming off a 6-2 loss versus the Thunderbolts. And then you look on the other side of the coin, Rivermen are tied in points with first place Huntsville Havoc, but Havoc owned the tiebreaker over the Rivermen, winning their head-to-head matchup against the Rivermen, the only matchup they've played. And the Havoc don't play until Sunday. They only got 1 game this weekend, and then they play Thursday. And Sunday, Havoc travel on the road to go against the Thunderbolts. And on Thursday, they go to the Bulls home arena to face them. So 2 road games for the Bulls Sunday, and then they wait till Thursday. So this is a chance for Rivermen to completely overtake first place in points and hold on to it against the Quad City Storm. So they are looking to take full advantage of that, obviously. Rivermen are 8-2 in their last 10 games and are 4-1 in their last 5, and they're coming off a big win over Knoxville Ice Bears. Ended up sweeping them and winning that game, I believe, 4-0 for Jack Boasted his first shutout victory for the Rivermen on the season, who's been outstanding for the Rivermen all year, has 7 wins on the year, no regulation losses, and his only loss on the year has came via shootout, which was like his second start of the season, I think, for the Rivermen. And, they lost 3-2 because of the shootout, but he also helped give Rivermen their first shootout win in over 2 seasons. He's just been an outstanding asset to the Rivermen, and we're going to talk a little bit more about that a little later on. So as I stated at the beginning of this video, this is a big game for big series for both teams involved. Quad City has played Rivermen more competitively at Vibrant Arena in Quad Cities. Last time they played in Quad Cities versus the Rivermen, they did win that game in a comeback win in the 3rd period when Skinner was at net. So we'll see who gets the go-ahead. With some players that are out, Rivermen are facing a little adversity, but what team isn't this time of year? You got Alec Bear that just got placed on the IR, and anytime your captain is not involved in the game, it hurts. Unless you're Pensy. Captain should have been Ivan Bondarenko. So if Ivan Bondarenko would be out, it would hurt Pensy, obviously. And you also got Carlos Forneras, who'll probably be out the entirety of March. So that does hurt. He's a leading point getter for the Rivermen as well. And the fact that he'll be missing in action for pretty much the entire month of March does affect the Rivermen. He's a playmaker out there, good leader, and his engine's always going out there. He's going to be missed out there on the ice for sure. You still got Mike Gillette on IR and Josh Martin, who's one hell of a defender, on IR. And obviously, Nick Latinovich is on IR as well. And honestly, I don't know if we're going to see Tino this year. I've heard some people say, yeah, he's going to come back. But I've also heard rumblings that he may not come back at all, which it's not necessarily a bad thing. Rivermen are doing very well in the goalie department. Colby Muse has been waived with the Ardennick Thunder there and is assigned back to Rivermen. I don't know when he's going to rejoin the team per se, but Colby Muse is set to rejoin the Rivermen. And we still got Jack Boston, and we still got Dyson Skinner. So we still got three very capable goalies without Nick Latinovich. And like I said, Nick, he's been one of my all-time favorite goalies to watch in the SPHL. One of his biggest fans by far. I followed his career when he was on Huntsville and Macon, all the way here to Peoria. I was so excited to get him back, and unfortunately him getting injured just really, it sucked. It really did suck. At the time, Colby Muse was red hot, and to have those two, when healthy, working as a tandem, that's a deadly goalie tandem right there any day of the week. But we still got that with Jack and Dyson Skinner. With Colby Muse coming back, it's likely one of those guys will be waived. I personally think we should keep Jack Boston because he's more than proven himself of being a capable goalie. If, having 7 wins and no regulation losses isn't proving yourself, I don't know what is. So I'm hoping we can keep him and he can be the number 2 behind Colby Muse, because I'm pretty sure Colby will be back to the number 1 goalie as well. Right now we still got Renat Dadajanov. He got called up to the ECHL. I don't look for him to come back until Bloomington's completely out of the playoffs. That's the only scenario I see he comes back. And same with Chase Spencer. He also played 2 games with us against Knoxville and got called right back up with Bloomington Bison. And, you still got others like Ty Coburn, who played at the beginning of the season with us. But again, I don't look for him to come back. And same with Greg Smith and Cameron Cook, who we acquired from Pensy. I highly doubt they end up coming back either. And I know we even got one more guy that's in the ECHL, but he hasn't played 1 game in the SPHL yet. So I can't even remember his name, and it doesn't matter because he's probably not going to come back either. Some big pickups. Obviously, the big news is Ryan Devine was signed to play for the Rivermen, and he will be in Quad City Friday. But I chatted with Ryan briefly before that announcement was made, and as of right now, I think he's only going to play Friday. He's still officiating. It's not like he stopped doing that. I think one of the main reasons he did this is because it's kind of like his goodbye to hockey, leaving hockey as a player on his own terms. And I don't think he's officiating any games this weekend. So this kind of gave him an opportunity to kind of play one more game. And I just think it's awesome he chose to do that with the Rivermen. And, we need D guys right now because, like I said, of Josh Martin being on IR, Dadajanov and Spencer being up in the E. I don't know exactly how much ice time Ryan's going to get, but rest assured when he's in the game, he's going to give it everything he's got. This ain't just ceremonious for him. If he's playing, he's going to give a full effort every time he's out there on the ice. So I really look forward to watching Ryan and his career with the Rivermen. I kind of always wanted to see him in a Rivermen jersey, and I'm getting my wish, and I think that's really cool. Since Alec Bear's on the shelf right now, I did see we also picked up former marksman center Alex Ambrosio. I don't know too much about him, but I've heard he's a more than capable center, and he can definitely do the job and do it well. So I look forward to seeing what he has to offer the Rivermen while he's here, and maybe he can earn himself a spot on the roster beyond just Alec Bear being on IR. So we'll kind of see how that goes. Kind of new to the roster, John Kalajian, Mike Fernandinho, I suck with names, Landon Pollinger, Nathan Adrian, Garrick Lindbergh, which he was on the Rivermen roster briefly before this time as well, and Adele Adedinye, which I call him Double A. I'm a real big fan of that kid. He's been steady, getting better and better and better with each game. You can literally see his confidence grow and him getting more comfortable in his role with the Rivermen. And I look forward to seeing him out there against Quad City with him, Devine, Trudell, Shartland. You know, they're going to be out there. They're going to be doing their job. They're going to be playing physical and playing mental warfare with Quad City Storm. So it's going to be enjoyable to watch for me, for sure. Maybe not so much Storm fans. You know, even with the injuries and the players we got in the ECHL, Rivermen still have a more than capable roster. They've shown throughout the year how deep they've been and how well coached they've been. With players stepping up like a Carson Baptiste, who has really shown just how talented he is coming up and playing with the Rivermen, fitting right in. Garrett Devine has been red hot lately with his play on the Rivermen, getting the goals, getting the assists, and you can just see him contributing out there everywhere on the ice. He's getting hot at the right time, which is a good thing because we need Garrett Devine. Mike McChesney's been outstanding for the Rivermen. What a steal from Macon. From the moment we got Michael McChesney, I was like, this has the potential to be a dynamite pickup and a major contributor to the team, which he has been. And of course, you know, you got like I said, Zach Wilkie and Ernst. Ernst has been just lights out for us with his goal scoring ability. He's a sniper. I mean, he's just been amazing to watch all year. And now we have the pleasure of calling him Daddy. You know, that's just awesome. Storm, you know, like I said, they're fighting for their playoffs lives right now. They have a lot on the line. And they're going to have more than Leaf Matson contribute if they want to win. They can't play the Rivermen's game. You know, if they're out there looking to match Rivermen's physicality, looking to get in the fights, they're going to lose. Flat out, they're going to lose. They can't do that. They got to focus on their own game, play disciplined hockey, and get their offense going. If they're just looking to match the Rivermen hit for hit and getting the scrums and getting the fights, in my opinion, they're looking to lose the game. Just plain and simple. And it's easier said than done not to get drawn in. The Rivermen are masters at getting you to retaliate and take penalties and throwing you off your game. That's part of the mental warfare in hockey, and the Rivermen are one of the best at that. So even if you know what they're doing, it's still hard to resist that and not get sucked into their game. But that's exactly what the Storm have to do. They cannot get sucked into the Rivermen style of hockey and try to play with them in that manner, because they need to take 2 or 3. They need to win both their games in Quad Cities for sure. And honestly, they need to sweep them, but that's not going to happen. They need to, at the bare minimum, split their series in Quad Cities. But like I said, they need to sweep that home series in Quad Cities and win both their games. Going to be hard to do for them. Going to be really hard to do for them. And like I said, I don't know. I don't know if Storm's up to the task or not. We'll just have to see how that goes. But I do know Rivermen will show up and will be playing to win. And you're going to have to be playing 60-minute of your best hockey to have a chance at beating the Rivermen, hands down. Right before I wrap up here, like I said, going over the goalie situation with the Rivermen, I'm not sure how that's going to go. I'm honestly not. I don't know if Tino's going to come back to play for the Rivermen this year. With Colby Muse being reassigned to Rivermen, I'm not quite sure when he will rejoin them. But when he does, I honestly, it's going to be a hard decision. It's going to be a really hard decision for Coach to make, which he is very used to making. It's nothing new for him. Like I said, I hope he keeps Jack. I really do, and that's nothing against Dyson Skinner. Dyson Skinner is a legit #1 goalie. He is a great goalie, awesome person. It's nothing against him. I just think Jack has proven himself to be up to the task of playing when he's needed. And obviously, Colby Muse has more than proven himself while here as well. And I think that would be an outstanding 1 and 2 punch for the Rivermen. But we'll see how that goes. I'm not sure. Like I said, I'm not sure when Muse is going to rejoin the Rivermen, at what point in time this weekend. If at all, maybe it might be next weekend. So we'll see how that goes. And with that, I'll go ahead and wrap it up. I'll see you at the next puck drop, and I always keep it Rivermen style.